Which right back, Charlie? Definitely.
Hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's blessed. I hope everyone and their loved ones are in good spirits. People, deluded, I'm back again. Smash the like button. Now, later today, actually in a couple hours, and we'll be doing a watch along for it, it's Bilbao against Arsenal. Atletico Bilbao, that is, against Arsenal Football Club. It's the first game of the Champions League. Make sure you're participating in the live chat. Big up the Twitch gang, 1,000,000%. So yeah, man, Odegaard's picked up a knock away from obviously the Champions League tie and the 11 that we might see and the week that we've got with first game in the Champions League against Bilbao and then Manchester City on Sunday. There's obviously positive news apparently via Romano where Saliba and Bukayo Saka are concerned. We've been linked with another centre half. So yeah, man, there's a little bits and pieces to discuss. Hyper, appreciate you. Nems, even though you and SLD are the clowns of the mods, appreciative to you. As Manny has said here, big him up. Big up, DG. Smash the likes, people. You don't want unexpected high bills. No, you don't. It's getting to Christmas. You want to make sure your kids them can have presents and things of that ilk. Should we jump straight into stuff, people? Because I respect you lot and I respect you lot's time. Now, apparently, Mikel Arteta has confirmed that Martin Odegaard will miss Arsenal's Champions League opener against Athletic Club on Tuesday night. Better yet, Tuesday night, really, Tuesday evening, through injury. Now, for me, I'm a bit concerned with, if I'm completely honest with you, I'm a bit concerned with Odegaard. In a sense that obviously his form was on the floor last season. I don't want to do too much because it's only 4 games in, but he's one that you really want to, quite frankly, see shut some people up. You would have been forgiven for thinking, you know what, you've gone off for your country, done well. Bit like what with Marino and maybe with Madueke, maybe that kind of feel-good factor correlates to Arsenal, but he's popped his shoulder again. Now, I'm no physio, but this is twice now. At some point, there might have to be surgery. I don't know how you manage it. There might have to be surgery. I don't know how long he would have to sit out for. Some of you would say that's a blessing in disguise, potentially, even though I don't think injury is, because that opens up the door potentially for Wanyeri in that role, probably Mikel Merino in that role, and probably, you know, maybe Eze in the 10. But again, if Eze goes into the 10 or the 8.5 or the right centre midfield position, that probably opens up the door for Martinelli to start starting because of what that winger does going backwards into his own half, which is one luxury he has because he doesn't do much in the opponent's half as much as we love Nelly, man. How you doing? I'm doing well, man. Feeling a bit under the weather. I think as we're approaching, well, we are at the end of the summer / going into the new season. The temperature change is messing with me. I am a bit ill. I'm a bit under the weather. After this live stream, which will be a shorter one, I'm going to go get some more lemon, some honey, some ginger, and all that good stuff, man. And all of that good stuff. But I'm okay, man. I'm a big youth, man. 30. I can hold it, man. Forgive me, people. I'm been thirsty ever since I finished my gym session today. As the man said, smash the like button. Everything's good, my guy. I hope everything's good for you and your loved ones. But yeah, Martin Odegaard is going to play no part. Maybe he's being rested, potentially going into this game against City. I don't know. Should we see every word as it says here that Mikel Arteta himself has said? On the feeling in the camp ahead of the new European campaign, we're excited to start again from scratch in a beautiful place, in a stadium that is going to generate something special. We're looking forward to that. And I'm very excited again to step by step build some momentum and start to have some wins. I think we all are. On team news, we know Gabriel Jesus is out. We know Kai Havertz is out. Benjamin White was in the last squad in the Premier League. He's now out apparently. And we've just gone over Martin Odegaard. So the manager's confirmed all of that. Right there, hasn't said anything about Norgard, Saliba, or potentially Bukayo Saka. So maybe there's an element of hope there. On the games becoming more around set pieces, it's the evolution of the game. The game is faster, the spaces are smaller. I agree with that. And everybody is trying to make advantage of other aspects of the game that are obviously key to winning football matches. In the end, you have to dominate everything nowadays in football to give yourself the best chance to win games. On whether he feels the rivalry towards him being an ex-Sociedad player, I hear him, and there's going to be an element of that. You could extend that to Zubimendi and Marino. And maybe that gives them a bit extra, you know, the Spanish boys in the team, you know, Mosquera back in his homeland, obviously David Raya back in his homeland, Mikel Marino, Martin Zubimendi. You never know. You would imagine, you know, we know how the local pressing countries are going. And you know what, if I'm Mosquera, maybe your manager, pardon me, or the manager you hope to have, like, because he's an under 21s international for Spain, he's not quite in the first team. He must be watching this game and he might think, oh, you know what, Mascaria are doing all right, get a selection. It's the first game. I understand Arsenal fans with depth and you want to rest players. I disagree. I think the strongest team that we're able to put out there, personally, it needs to go out there and obviously win the game, if I'm honest with you. We need to start the Champions League well. Bilbao are not no little fish. We're going into their stadium. We're still not, and I'm sure Bilbao the same, because they're missing Nico Williams. We're not in the full groove of things. Give yourself, put your best foot forward, man, if I'm honest with you. Yes, of course, we landed in Bilbao. That's normally where I land when I go back home to San Sebastian. It's an hour's drive from there. All my family is from there. And you just sense the passion, the rivalry, the football atmosphere. It's great to be here. I've never been in this stadium before, so it's a good experience. On whether Odegaard is traveling with the party, nope, he's staying back at home. On whether he'll need to rotate this season, 100% you will. Like, you look at the amount of games, it's ridiculous. It depends on availability of the squad and the form of players. Unfortunately, we have a few players already out, so that is already limited in certain positions. But hopefully, we've come to the point where the competition and the level of performance of the players is so high that we are able to do that very efficiently to win more football matches. That's our objective. On when asked if Gyökeres should be rotated, well, let's see. Against Forest at the end, Mikel Merino played as a 9. We have Trossard who can play there. We have other options and other formations that we can adjust to that. At the moment, Victor is doing really well, so I'm happy with that. Now, he's not going to name Gabriel Jesus because he's injured, but and maybe, you know, he's including Martinelli as potentially a striker option when he says other options, but he's name dropped Trossard. He hasn't name dropped Martinelli. On Bukayo Saka's injury and the progress, I think there's still quite a lot of things to go through. It's very early to understand when and which week he's going to be available, but he'll certainly be pushing to be available as quickly as possible. Now, I don't disagree with that, and I'm not happy to see Saka out, but you don't want to see him rush back. But at the same time, is that a bit of gamesmanship? I know you can only deal with what's in front of you, but is that a bit of gamesmanship and a bit of not lying, but not 100% telling the truth from Mikel Arteta? Because maybe Saka might be there for the City game. I'm not too sure on whether he'll need to rotate this season. What type of journalism is this? Boy, I have no clue, man. 100 mil gang, come on. I wish. Big up Box Fresh Limited because he's always here. Why are you not a moderator here as well? 1 second, you're violating. You should be a mod. Wait, is that the real one? You should be a mod here. You're always part of the furniture. I hope this is actually you and not a fake account. But there you go, mate. You should have a spanner next to your name. So yeah, James, appreciate everyone. I'm good, Nathan, man. I hope you and everyone else is doing better. I kind of just want to see Arsenal play. Our under 19s, better yet, lost 3-1 to Bilbao the last time I looked at the scores, so it's a bit dark. Gonna have a little browse of the youth league. I think Juventus are playing somebody. I think it's Juventus Dortmund at under 19s level and Real Madrid Marseille. So there'll be some interesting games, man. But yeah. Do we think that's a bit of gamesmanship around Bukayo Saka? I couldn't tell you. On whether we can go one step further this season and win the Champions League. Yeah, like the rest of the teams that have done the same, in bracket strengthen, and continue to do that, and have won on many occasions. That's the aim in the beginning, but we all know that it's going to be a really long journey. The margins in this competition are super small, and you have to be at your very best from day one to give yourself the best possible chance. So that tells me strongest lineup. On potential lessons learned from last season, that we are good enough that we can compete against any opposition on the day. And on top of that, 2 things have to go your way. You need to have a full squad available when it comes to the most critical moments in the season. Hopefully that's the case. And then the ball has to go in at the right moment or with the right decision. It has to, because the margins are so small. On whether the squad strengthening was due to us struggling for numbers at the semi-final, probably played a part. When we were training, and we had 8 or 9 fit players, or we're going to games with 13 players, and at that level, it's extremely difficult. But I think even with those conditions, we did really well. We gave ourselves an unbelievable chance, and we were very unlucky in the semi-final not to get through. I disagree on the unluckiness. And if losing the semi-final is driving us forward, you shouldn't look back in time, but you should use it as fuel, in it. Well, it is that, and at that moment you get deflated. You have to understand what you need to do to put yourself back in the same position and start actions that actually matter to give yourselves the chance to achieve that. And that's it. You take a lot of learnings from it. It's painful because it's not only what we feel, it's about the expectation that we created and the real conviction that we had within the club, the team, that we could go all the way. Because we showed a very high level of consistency and quality throughout the competition and learn from it and try to be better. On whether he feels the squad is ready to win the Champions League. Do you not feel the squad's ready to win the Champions League? It's not that simple. You are so willing to do it and you want to be better. I sense a very clear intention that they want to be better every single day. And that's the start and the end. There's nothing else to control. Create that energy and belief amongst the players, the understanding, the feeling that we compete against any opposition. And certainly they have that. On if his family will be at the game, all of them, no, but a big majority will come, and we're looking forward to that. On if there's pressure to win the Champions League, given we've not done so. There should be pressure on all big teams in anything they compete in. That tells you, with our long history, how difficult it is because we haven't won it yet. Others have, though. And that's the opportunity. That's how I see it. The pressure is the opportunity that thrives. That energy, that willingness to be better every single day, to make decisions that are in the right direction. Every decision has to be with those standards and with those expectations. Let's give ourselves the best chance to try to do it. Then he was said on whether getting knocked out ultimately helps teams eventually get over the line. The big clubs try 7, 8, 9 times and they win 2. So in this competition, it's going to be 1 and you'll fail much more than you'll succeed. That's the nature of that. And that's the history of our club. And that's what we want to change. Fair enough, man. Man said no guards in DG's basement. Stop moving weird, man. Like, you're on some weird stuff. Big up AJ, man. You're moving a bit weird lately, man. David Raya spoken. He's made 100 appearances for us. He's spoken on Zubimendi and he's spoken about Champions League targets, which, respectfully to Aaron Ramsdale, the way Raya talks is refreshing. I came here to step further in my career. When I came here, Aaron was the goalkeeper and was playing. I just tried to do my best on the pitch and off the pitch and give a reason to the boss to pick me. I think it was maybe 2 years ago that I made my debut. And from there, it's been incredible. And having that record with 42 clean sheets, that credit goes to the team and to the staff. Obviously, when I came to Arsenal, there was a lot of noise, a lot of talk outside. Having Aaron, he's an incredible keeper. And out of nowhere, he gets changed. There was a few games I could have done better. Everyone has bad games. The noise was getting louder. I have to focus on the things under my control. I have to be deaf, basically. Just believe in myself. Fair enough. We have belief. We want to win. We are Arsenal. We want to win, and that's no doubt. Big up Raya for the way he's talking. That's what we play football for. It's a long journey in the Champions League and the Premier League. We have a hell of a group. We have a hell of a team. And for this year, we are one more year mature, and that's going to make a big difference as well. He was asked about Zubimendi, said he's incredible. I've shared the dressing room with him with the national team, and now he's here. He's even surprised me even more. He's a player that's so intelligent. He knows how to play for the team. He doesn't play for himself. His positioning in defense and attack is incredible. It's credit to him. I swear Raya doesn't get the credit he deserves because we have a sick defense. Amen. We've got a good defensive ethos. The way the whole team defends, the way we set up when we lose the ball, obviously the traditional defenders, and obviously David Raya as well. What I would say is you're kind of right. And I think it's very easy to... I don't want my keeper to be under sustained pressure, making bare saves week in, week out, knife edge type stuff. Nobody wants that. But naturally, you're going to see that a bit more than obviously someone that's called into action 3-4 times. It's a bit like defenders. It's like if Van Dijk or Saliba make a fantastic last-ditch slide tackle, that's going in all the highlights. But if they could, that same situation that led to them making that slide tackle, if they've read it and, I don't know, intercepted or spoke to their teammate or just mopped up and it's not a highlight, that's not getting praise. You are right. And even against Nottingham Forest, fair enough, they didn't create many chances, but goals change games at any time. I personally think Morgan Gibbs-White should have scored. And then obviously, you know, Calafiori had a good game, but he bugged out. They went down the right-hand side. I think it hit Chris Wood's chest. And initially, I thought it hit the crossbar, but Raya's actually tipped it. And Raya's done that bare times, man. How many times against Man United has he saved? Raya's done his thing, man. Raya's done his thing. And I'm happy that Ramsdale isn't here anymore because Raya came into this club with a lot of noise in it, and it wasn't fair to, I guess, Mikel Arteta to be asked about it. It's not fair to their teammates. It's definitely not fair to Aaron Ramsdale or David Raya because with every good game or bad game, we saw the TV, they're panning to them and all of these kind of things. What I would say is the manager's paid to make difficult decisions, and let's be honest, Ramsdale weren't perfect, but he was part of the first year we actually improved as a team defensively. I'm sure he was in the PFA. It looked like he was going to be part of like the Ben Whites, the Sakas, the Salibas even, maybe even Rice, that you're here forever type thing. His dad was happy here. And then boom, Raya's come out of nowhere. And everyone was like, what's kind of going on? Because at the time, that was the last place that we kind of needed to improve. But this is why the manager is the manager in it. And that goes for all managers. There was no reason on the face of it to sign a goalie. You made an upgrade where there wasn't, and we're enjoying the fruits of the labor. And who knows, had we have got that Garcia lad from Barcelona, who knows what would have happened with David Raya. But keep doing your thing, man, David, man. What's Mikel Arteta say? Oh, I think we've gone over this. Have we? I don't think so. Let's see again, man. Maybe. But for you lot, why not, man? That's the aim from the beginning because we know that it's going to be a really long journey. The margins in this competition are super small and you have to be at your very best from day one to give yourself the best possible chance. that we are good enough that we can compete against. Yeah, we've gone over this. We've gone over this. But yeah, man, we can compete. We're definitely not the favourites. It breaks my heart that Benjamin White's struggling with injuries. William Saliba struggling with injuries. Bukayo Saka is struggling with injuries. Hope everyone's blessed, man. I knew Ramsdale was done for once his dad came out and started crying every time he got dropped. Yeah, his dad doing too much, man. Like, I understand, but it's like, man, are moving like Arsenal owed them something. Where let's be honest, I like Ramsdale. You should not. He should have known Mikel Arteta is on this, because when Ramsdale came in, it's very different. But was it not Ramsdale versus Leno? It happens, and everyone can get replaced. As much as I love Bukayo Saka and I'll never sell him, if there was this imaginary player that is twice the ability of Bukayo Saka, wants to play right wing, we've got the financial means to do it, and he wants to sign for us, why would we not do that? In the same way, respectfully to Mikel Arteta, if Luis Enrique became available and said he wants to be Arsenal manager, KSE have to get rid of you. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. We're always trying to get better in it, really and truly. A wise man once told me, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding the love of your life. I'm being silly here. That was a horrible example. I'm not toxic, ladies, I promise. But smash the like button, as Nathan has said. Ramsdale sealed his own fate. Sometimes you got to learn to shut up, especially those concentration comments. I won't lie. Aaron Ramsdale, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, their words were kind of taken out of context. But it's refreshing hearing my defenders talking about I just want to defend versus Zinny saying I can't concentrate. And even him, his missus was crying. Gabriel Jesus, out of context, yeah. But goals aren't my strong point. We know that, but less of that. You know, where you're seeing other comments. What's the other one? Ramsdale saying I can't concentrate. I hear that, but keep it to yourself. And at the top level, brother, you've got to be able to concentrate. You've got to be able to concentrate and rise up and save when you're not called into action. Because the top teams, typically, maybe not so much now, but City, Liverpool, Arsenal, you're going to have the majority of the ball. The keeper's a spectator, but we need to believe in you, really. And I just think Raya reacts to mistakes a bit better, man. I felt sorry for Ramsdale. I'm not going to lie to you, because didn't he? Obviously, his first year he came in. I could be wrong, but naturally, Raya couldn't. He was technically on loan, similar to Hincapie's deal, right? So he couldn't play against Brentford. Remember how booky Ramsdale looked, and that's why I wanted Ramsdale to leave. Go and get your confidence elsewhere, man. He's looking booky. Don't you remember he almost scored an own goal and Declan Rice saved his clock? Like it gets mad. And I must admit, naturally, well, there'd be a problem. I'd like to think everybody here knows I'm not a Newcastle fan, but didn't Ramsdale go Newcastle? He's not playing, is he? Remember Tavares talking about scoring with his right foot. I've been wrong about many of things, yeah. But there's been a couple things I've been right on. I'm going to stick my neck out. I was right about Zubimendi. I was right. Unai Emery needed to go. I was right. We got zanged for Pepe. I was right to believe in Gabriel Magalhaes. I was right to say Lacazette was dead. Like, it's not going to happen for us. He's going to be a good player, but it's not going to happen here. And I told you, look, and we all wanted to run for the rooftops, bro. Again, Manny, you might have even been there many years ago when it was the transfer window and we're looking at the signings. We've gone on Arsenal.com. Nuno Tavares. To be fair, I knew Mikel Arteta didn't believe in him because he said, to be fair, that was an analytical department signing. So he's kind of distanced himself. But like naturally, if you sign a striker, you want to hear, I want to score goals, I want to work hard, I want to create happiness with the fans. You want, defender, I want clean sheets, I like to tackle, all these kind of things. Managers play attacking football. Reading Tavares' thing now, fair enough. You might have been a failed winger, became a fullback. We've all been there. Big up the Sunday League fullbacks. He's not said anything about tackling, about marking, about clean sheets. A man said, I like to shoot with my right foot. We should have ran away a lot faster than that, man. DG was right when he said glass calves Tomiyasu should have stayed one more season. Would have been nice to have Tommy, but be respectful. Don't call him that, man. One love for the super chat, H, man. What have you said, bro? I cried again last night thinking about the 2022-34 season. I can't get over it, G. 2023, 34. What year is that? What year is that, lad? That's a long ass season, don't you reckon? Love for the super chat, but 2023-24. You're just gonna have to get over it, my boy. It's gone now, innit? It was a bitter pill to swallow losing it on the last day of the season, especially because in terms of the consistency in the second half of that year, it was mad. It was mad. But yeah, harsh on Tommy. Tommy ain't even found the club yet, has he? Which is a shame. The Brentford game was dark. Ramsdale telling Ronaldo to take a penalty and him still scoring. I had time for Ramsdale, but he just wasn't 30. By that logic, should we have gone in for Donnarumma, who's gone to City for 26 mil? Nah, I'm cool with Raya, but Donnarumma, I wouldn't have said no, and I'm getting nightmares, man. Someone on Twitter, I was watching it last night, put his saves, like all the saves he made across the two legs against Arsenal, and again, we're gonna buck him on Sunday, innit? Boy, formidable opponent, ain't he? Which wise man told you that, DG? My friend, to be fair, 2 wives is better than one. No, no, you can't have 2 wives. You can different horses for different courses. Let's put it that way. Right, he couldn't believe man said he couldn't concentrate. Exactly, Uncle Right, he could not believe it. And to be honest, yeah, I wouldn't say I think Ramsdale became a bit too big time, but I think big time's not the right word because I actually liked him. You would think he's just a normal fan if you didn't know he's a footballer. And I wouldn't say he's arrogant, but it's like you thought you was part, like you like I don't know. It's like you felt we owed you something. Like you're really, really part of this thing. You've been here for 2 minutes. And shout out Ramsdale because you left a better keeper than you arrived. Or the noise around you. People were vexed about Ramsdale when he left. So a lot of people when we signed him, oh, back-to-back relegations. What are you doing with him, man? He ain't gonna help us. Good keeper, done his thing, man. But is what it is. Arsenal got the early kickoff in the Champions League. UEFA don't rate you mugs. Yeah, because Liverpool are never going to play early in the Champions League at any point. Marcel, your trolling's better than that. You're not thinking. That's how I know you tried a different alcoholic beverage. Not making sense. Big up Ramsdale, though. He's the reason why we got to this point. Exactly. We just needed to upgrade. The trophy was actually at the Emirates. It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible, man. But this Arsenal thing, this team that we love is filled with pain. We've been here before, Arsenal fans, man. This ain't nothing new. If life was different, we might not make the distance. How the Basque region has shaped our current squad. Hey, big up Jabi Alonso. We're going to link up soon. Jabi Alonso, Ariola, keep shouting me. Big up Marino. So let's move this on. What's this preview? Long way over. Ernesto Valverde's most recent return to the club saw him end a 40-year wait to win the Copa del Rey in 2024. And last season's fourth place finish sealed the Champions League return for the first time since 2014. So they're not little, man. This is going to be a very difficult game. Heading into this game, Athletic Club sit third in La Liga, but their promising start to the campaign on Saturday ended when they lost 1-0 in a home derby against Alvarez when they were without the services of talisman Nico Williams, through injury. They started the campaign with a 3-2 victory against Sevilla, where Williams scored one and assisted two others, including a late winner for Roberto Navarro. Then he used to play for Barcelona on his debut. Last season's top goal scorer, Sanchez, then netted a penalty to beat Rayo Vallecano 1-0 before their only away game this term came at Betis, where they were beaten 2-1. So they're better on home turf, people. We've gone over what Arteta has said. I want to see what Ernesto Valverde, big manager, managed Barcelona, that is serious guy. We're really excited to play in this competition and we want to compete. We know the difficulty is increasing, that clubs aren't holding anything back. And that's also a way for us to test ourselves. When you're playing against one of the favorites to win the competition, we're going to start a poll in the chat, people. I might have read that wrong still. Big us up. But based on that, Arsenal one of the faves for the UCL. Take part in the voting. Big up you lot on Twitch as well, people. Head over to YouTube. When you're playing against one of the favorites to win the competition, you have to be very careful. Take advantage of your opportunities and not concede too many. They have a very high pace, which pushes you towards your goal. It's like when Real Madrid or Barcelona come to us. Okay, we're not on them lots level, but okay, I'll get used to this. Is that we're moving bossy? Okay, is that us? We shocked the world with Kivio and Marino up front and Miles Skelly, an 18-year-old, fresh, wet between the years at the time. Or are you doing the 48 laws of power thing where you're gassing us, but you're going to hit us where it hurts? You have to try to put out a perfect performance. And don't get twisted, all them things I feel about us. Obviously, we know there's no Odegaard now, there's no Saliba, there's no Gabriel Jesus, there will be no Kai Havertz or Bukayo Saka. We know Nico Williams, stunk up the place at the Emirates. He will be out with a groin injury, people. Yeremy Alvarez was handed a 10-month doping ban. Same old Bilbao, always cheating, further limiting Valverde's options in the heart of his defense after Unai Iguilis suffered a cruciate knee ligament injury in preseason. Get better soon, lad, man. And he'll sit out the entire season. A regular over the past 2 seasons. Bernat Prados has also recently suffered a long-term knee injury and will require surgery. So both of us are going through that. Big up Adrian Clark. Need to get him on the channel when the season ends. Valverde loves to play fast-paced pressing football in a 4-2-3-1. They average just 48% possession in La Liga and tend to be much more direct and incisive when they burst forward. They are strong from corners and wide free kicks too, racking up 18 set-piece efforts on goal in less than 400 minutes of league action. So it's gonna be a lot tougher. What's your score prediction? I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. It's gonna be a lot tougher. Both teams kind of play the same way. We know when we buck these Spanish managers, Mikel Arteta, Ariola, Pep Guardiola, Valverde, when we do play Xavi Alonso, they're all very different, but they're kind of all from the same school of thought, per se, quote unquote. Athletic club who tend to attack with pace and panache down the sides. Oof. We got that with Eze and Madueke now, innit? Inaki and Nico Williams are usually their wide forwards. Okay, I see three wingers, I hear it. But also looking out for right back Jesus or Jesus, or I imagine it's pronounced Jesus Aresio. He has produced 18 open play crosses in 4 La Liga games. So we're gonna have to stop that out, put that fire out and stop that. Flying forward on the overlap, Alex Beren, yeah, his name's Alex, is another to keep an eye on, as he can play anywhere across the front line and chips in with plenty of goals and assists. Bright and technically excellent. Alex has made 7 chances this season. Valverde will want his players to press us, but given our quality on the ball, he may set up slightly more pragmatic than usual. If we begin to play through the thirds, and I'm not going to lie, Arteta, against Nottingham Forest, we finally were penetrating central zones. Can we see that not only today, but on a more regular basis? They will switch to a hostile mid-block, boasting La Liga's best expected goals against number 2.0 XGA, whatever. They defend well as a team and are not easy to break down, which we struggle to break sides down. So yeah, then if you're Valverde, you're gonna make sure that it's not an open game. If we press Athletic, we could experience plenty of joy. Their defensive players have made several errors during the early weeks, so it could be a good idea to apply pressure in a bid to force fresh mistakes. Gyökeres, our new pressure machine, has a big role to play in this regard. We haven't lost any of our last 8 European campaigns. We haven't started any of our last 8 European campaigns without defeat since we lost to Zagreb in 2015-16. This will be just the 3rd time the Lions have faced an English opponent in the European Cup/Champions League. Athletic won 6 of their 7 home games in last season's Europa League. They lost to Man United at their place. Across the last 2 editions of the Champions League, only Real Madrid with 33 have accumulated more points in the group/league phase than our 32. Valverde has only lost 9 of his 42 games as a manager in the Champions League. Among Spanish managers with 10 plus matches in the comp, only Pep Guardiola has a lower loss rate. We have conceded just 18 goals in 24 Champions League matches under Arteta. Among teams with 20 plus games under a manager, only 4 sides in the competition have a better goals conceded per game average. Gyökeres was directly involved in 7 goals in 8 appearances in the Champions League last term for Sporting Lisbon, averaging a goal or an assist every 87 minutes, which you hope continues. No non-Spanish players ever appeared for Athletic in European Cup/Champions League, while 2 could do so in this game. Ghanaian international Naki Williams and Moroccan Maroz Sadani. Big up the Moroccan youth. And obviously big up Naki Williams for playing for Ghana. He's obviously Ghanaian, but come on, he's basically Spanish. You're Bandulu in that one. So yeah. Chat be nice. 4-0, 3-1. Big up John over there on Twitch. Big him up. 4-1. I don't think it's going to be a goal rush, man. I'll be real. 4-1 shouts. I don't think it's going to be a goal rush. I'm saying 2-1 Arsenal. I think they're going to be a stubborn outfit. As long as we get the 3 points, that's all that matters, man, if I'm completely honest. Recent trips to Spain, you know what we did against Real Madrid. Don't even need to talk too tough, man. If Arsenal win today's game against Athletic Club, we'll become the first side in the European Cup/Champions League history to win 6 consecutive matches against Spanish sides. The only stat I'm interested in now, lads, is winning this, man, because it's not fair. It really isn't. Should we see what Mikel Arteta has said? I think he's given an interview and there's been sound bites emerging on social media. He's speaking about his time at PSG as a player. Luis Fernandez did it. The manager did it. I think there's a moment where I recognize the power of the manager and the power of feeling somebody that is convinced about your ability, because I didn't have it. I wasn't ready. I wasn't physically ready. I didn't have the exposure mentally, competitiveness wise to do it. I had to learn it. But he was that convinced that he convinced me. He made me 10 times better in one meeting. I wonder how much that plays on Arteta's mind today when he's putting people in roles that they might not be ready for. Declan Rice playing as an 8, Lewis Skelly as a left back, the amount of young players that have been blooded in, etc. That's it. Not in training, in one meeting. He made me feel that. And the next day, he played me as a starter next to all these players. So these are the facts. And he had the power to transmit that conviction to someone, and certainly with me. And in that moment, he transformed me as a player. There's also been some other sound bites where apparently Pep Guardiola told him to take the Arsenal job and said, "Yeah, don't let me see your face back here," type of thing. That day, I became a professional. Pardon me, without even playing football. Big you up for Rangers, he said. So I was very happy in Paris. I did a year and a half there. I wanted to continue. Something happened around the club and we couldn't make it happen. But throughout that period in the Champions League, we went to Glasgow, we played Rangers, and I could not believe what I witnessed and experienced. So 2 weeks later, they came to San Sebastian just to talk to my agent, my father, and actually then to me. I said, listen, I want to live experiences again. I felt a manager in that case, a sporting director as well, really convinced me. So I said, if I want to become one of the best midfielders, I'm going to have to be able to adapt to different contexts and circumstances. Okay. Would have thought there'd have been a bit more meat to that pause, but you know what I mean. Fabrizio Romano has said Arsenal recently improved their proposal for Saliba. Arsenal want Saliba to feel Arsenal want Saliba to feel as a crucial part. Sorry, I need my glasses of a big project. Real Madrid consider Saliba the Bellingham of defenders, but at the moment they can't do anything. Sign the thing, Saliba, man. Arsenal have set Saliba a deadline apparently of signing a new contract by the start of 2026. This is all in the backdrop of Real Madrid being linked to him. As we know, apparently we're currently in negotiations to extend his contract. It expires in 2027. Mikel Arteta hinted last week that a new deal was not far away, and Romano says the Gunners have offered the French defender an important pay package with a higher salary. And also, several reports this week said there's a 5-year deal on the table. While Arsenal are confident Saliba will pen a new contract, Romano warns on his YouTube channel that the club have set a deadline of the deal being signed by 2026. The reason for this is because Arsenal do not want Saliba to only have 1 year left on his contract. Romano confirms Saliba's top of the list. Specifically, what have you said? Apparently, RMC also claimed that Real Madrid are prepared to make Saliba the most expensive defender in football history. Fair enough. Sign a new contract. I think that's going to happen anyways one day. And we know he's an integral part of the team. He's played 137 times for our football club. Still only 24. And he's been at our team for a while. Probably 2018, 2019. But he was on loan a couple of times. And apparently, Andrea Berta is making quick progress in talks with William Saliba and Bukayo Saka over a new contract. Apparently, spirits are high after displacing Nottingham Forest 3-0, which would be good if we can get these lot to sign new deals. TBR now reports Berta believes he's making good progress as Arsenal look to finally wrap up these two hugely important deals. Saka and Saliba are both set to be elevated into the upper wage bracket at the Emirates. 100% is needed. Agreeing a new contract for Saliba is particularly an urgent matter due to his being, I think I mean him being a priority for Real Madrid. So we're going to hear about that all the time. Let's close that. What's going on here? We know you're out. Is there anything new here? What have you said here, Mikel Arteta? We were unlucky not to beat PSG. I don't know, Arteta, man. You got to make your own luck. I don't know, man. It sounds a bit defeative, if I'm completely honest with you guys. We know how good Zubimendi is. I was reading that. Big up Noni Madueke and Eze. Both could be making their debuts. I can't lie. The very fact that you started the sentence with, I got time for you, Madueke. When Ebbs and I came off against Forest, we were talking about it's going to be special. It's our first time playing in the Champions League. So it's something to thank God for. Amen. And definitely going to go on that pitch and try to have fun and get the win. You're going to get your first Arsenal goal today, Madueke. You heard it here first, people. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. We're going to do it. We're actually going to do it. Fuck it. We're winning it. Fuck it, boys and girls. We're winning it. Calm down, DG. Calm down. I'm back to reality. So what would be you lot starting 11 as well, people? Because I always humor myself. I want to play. I think Lewis Skelly and Odegaard, if they're fit, they could have key roles to play against City. But for me, I think Calafiori plays against City. And I think with it being a Spanishy game, the tempo, more of a tactical battle, maybe we could, rest Calafiori a bit, really. He could come on in the second half. So for me, I've gone David Raya, Timber, Gabriel Magalhaes, Mosquera, Rice, Zubimendi. Don't shoot me. But Marino, I think it could work today. Marino, Madueke, Eze, Gyökeres. If I'm honest, I think Martinelli starts today on the left-hand side. I don't know why. I just don't know if both Eze and Madueke are going to start. But I hope so. I really do hope so. Kala, I hear it. Just get it sorted. I think we are getting him. Arteta allowed that delusional talk regarding PSG. That's copium. Fair play. Saliba for Rodrigo. Our man said, Romano engagement farming hard. Dude, don't know Jack. Saliba can sign or F off to Madrid. The club is the star, not Saliba. I mean, you got to take your time, man. If I'm honest, him and Saka, you got to take your time. The longer you delay it, the stronger your negotiation position gets. Is what it is. You can see Saliba in the Real Madrid white kit. 100%. 100%. We got 2-0 Arsenal, Eze and Gyökeres. We got 3-0 Arsenal. You don't think this is a walkover, innit? We got 2-0 Arsenal. Is it FM now? Oh, sorry, that's someone else. Gyökeres ×2. Eze and Madueke gonna all score today and we win 4-1. You lot are thinking there's going to be bare goals today. I hope you lot are right, but I can't see it. PSG, Barca are the faves. Real Madrid always produce Champions League magic. Liverpool must improve from last year's Champions League run. We're just a dark horse. I hear it. I don't know what you're thinking, but it's easier to win the Champions League than the Prem. With the champs, you can get a good run. Prem is locked. I agree and disagree because obviously maybe it's the my window. Maybe it's the fact that Real Madrid do judge it, and they're just one of them clubs that always win the Champions League. But you can even say Liverpool. I've seen Liverpool win a couple of Champions Leagues. Even forget under Klopp, like when before that as well, and get to finals. I don't know, man. I think it's easier to win the Prem. I hear what you're saying. I think both are difficult. I think it's easier to win the Prem. Because I think the margins generally, because you've got 38 games, you've got more bite of the cherry, if that makes sense. I think the margins for error in the Premier League are easier. Like, I'm exaggerating, but you could lose 5 games, and let's just say Liverpool lose 6. Obviously, it's not as white and black as that, but you could still win the title. You can't lose 5-6 games in the champs. Definitely not in the league phase. Like at any point. And then obviously it gets to sink or swim because you look at us. You look at us like, oh yeah, we beat Real Madrid, we did well. But when it was time to just get it done against PSG, that unforgiveness where it don't matter about all of these things make sense. But at the end of the day, you're out there. It don't matter who's not there, whatever you got. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're in the league. If PSG were in our league, if PSG were Liverpool, for example, I could see us beating them across the league, like beating them like head to head, maybe not necessarily winning the league. I think it's more difficult to win the champs. I think I'll be real, man. I think, especially once you touch semi-finals like we did, I think it just comes down to the quality. Of course, there's tactics and changing, but I just don't think the quality was there because I still remember vividly the last 20 minutes against PSG in the second leg. We're giving it a good goal. We weren't moving dead. They were trying. I can't say my players lack courage, but at the end of the day, it's like my players, Arsenal players. It's like you was giving your maximum. It's not that PSG wasn't, but you lot were giving like 10 out of 10 effort. PSG it's just a 6 out of 10. They were just moving competent, and you've got to take your chances. Again, you look at the 2 games against PSG. I personally think we were still probably drunk off beating Madrid, and we got shell shocked with Dembele. Obviously, there was a number of chances we didn't take at the Emirates. Had we have had a striker, I reckon we could have got a goal in the first 10, 15 minutes in Paris, and goals change games, but we never had that. We never really had to look at Fabio Ruiz. Moment of us switching off, he scored a magic goal. I think it's a quality thing where we ain't won the league in the last 2 years yet. 3 years, in fact. We've seen Liverpool do it once and City. But we've been very close, even with us not having the squad we have now. So I think it's easier to win the Prem, if I'm honest. Boy, we get all the prime time slots. We have no early kickoffs. Oh, look at me. I'm so cool. Football's gone woke. Man are bragging about what time they're playing games now. Out of all the things Liverpool could brag about, Isaac and Salah, Premier Leagues and champs, doing madness. Klopp's coming, ended the Premier League drought. The new one's taking over the mantelpiece, got a champs. Man are bragging about TV slots. So good, so good. Unique qualities. Raya is half tier below Donnarumma, let's be frank. Raya don't even start for Spain, and he makes more mistakes because he kicks so much more. I think I'd have Donnarumma above him because I think he's a better shot stopper, and I see what he's doing. Really, I think Donnarumma's a better traditional keeper. The only thing Raya's got over him is, you know what? I think Donnarumma's a better keeper, but I'll be fair. I think one thing I'll give Raya, I think he catches a lot better than Donnarumma, even against United and even against us. He flaps at it, and he's probably better with his feet. But I just think Donnarumma's cold, man. He's finally looking like the keeper because he's been around for a minute. Like, how old is he? It feels like he's 30, but he's probably about 24, 25, Donnarumma. And he's one of them. Sometimes he's shit for his club, but he turns it on for his country. How old is he? 26 even. Didn't like ain't he been the first choice keeper since like 17? It's a bit mad because I would have thought, especially when he left. Well, I didn't see him going PSG. I would have thought he would have ended, like, probably played his whole career at AC Milan. But when he went to PSG, I don't know why. I always thought you'd return to Italy and maybe end up at like a Juventus. I therefore thought when you became available at PSG that you would probably go back to Italy. But you're here at City now, and it's a big move. Like, you're in the Prem. City get that together. You could be wavy. Obviously, you're managing you're learning from Pep Guardiola. You've just won the Champions League. And I'm not saying this with PSG, but you see how clubs are dirty, whether it's the manager or whatever. Like, he's helped you win the Champions League, and Luis Enrique's been them probably for a keeper that, in terms of the full package, is probably less of a keeper than Donnarumma, but can do all the playing out from the back and all that stuff. It always reminds me of Joe Hart, Claudio Bravo, in which if I was Joe Hart, I would be so vexed at Pep Guardiola, because he's done the reverse. Now, he's finally got like a normal keeper, like what keepers used to be with Donnarumma. You're a good keeper. No one is expecting you to break lines and all of that kind of jazz. But people are going to be at work. That's great because they got phones, they got radio. That's Marcel. This is shit stuff to be. Your banter is normally top notch, mate. You're like when you slew us, it's normally top notch. This is tiredness. Pick up the 9-to-5ers. So what? Nobody works night shifts. Nobody's got late shifts because people are working all the time, regardless of if the game kicks off at 5:45 or at 7 or 8. You see why I always say I don't tell you what to think. Just think. People don't end up like Marcel, where his team's winning, his personal life's great, but he's spending it here hating. Big up our mods. He's drunk, man. He's drunk. Drinking the wrong alcohol. Donnarumma got dumped because his agent is a well-known greedy ass. Rumored he's earning almost 450k a week at Man City. To be honest, I hear you, and greed is a problem, but these clubs are greedy. I'd rather the players go get their piece. And if you're paying a man 450k a week, like you're paying in pennies and probably making pounds, isn't it? Like, no one ain't getting paid that unless these men are businessmen. And I always say I'll always have the agenda towards backing the footballers, because if every footballer of every team and every league said we ain't kicking the ball no more, we'll probably have to start doing pop the balloon reviews or something, because I don't know what we'd be talking about on this YouTube channel. Donnarumma was huge during the Champions League for PSG, one of the biggest reasons they won last season. Facts. I have nightmares about. Listen, you know what? Pardon my language. Fuck City. I'm on playing against City. Rivalry now. Let's turn up against them. Let's do our thing. I don't care if they're the City they used to be or battered and bruised. One guy I'm still scared of, Donnarumma, man. You scarred me. We never had shooters like that, but some of the saves is ridiculous. But that's why we got Glock 9. You heard it here first. Gyökeres is going 2 for 2 this week. He's bagging today. He's defo bagging against City. Even if he never scores against a top 6 side forever, and they'll be like, oh, it's only one. That's the only thing he needs to shut up now. He's 26. He's been playing since 16, 17. True. It's harder to be consistent over 38 games in the league compared to 13 in the champs. True, but they're not true. It's a difficult one. You'd have to talk to someone that's won both, innit, really? Because then how do you look at Real Madrid when they were winning back-to-back champs, but they would be shit in the league? Derby game and early kickoff is nasty work. They could never do that to Arsenal. The Partey suspension is one of the biggest what-ifs alongside Saliba back injury. It's true, but then, and you're right, we could say if Saliba never got injured in that first season, what could have happened? If Partey was there for the first leg, what could have happened? But at the same time, I think that's what I always say, Arsenal fans, we suffer from ideal scenario syndrome, whether that's in games when we've dropped leads or draws like last season, or certain changes, or like you're saying with injuries. Life, like football, don't have that. So we have to get on with it. Now we've got the squad. We've got the squad. If Saliba's not there, you might not have Saliba levels, but you've got something. And you look at Real Madrid, obviously, you're going to give the flowers to Vinicius and this one and that one, but at times, Ceballos, who barely plays, has come in in the Champions League and done them a favor. Nacho, what's the other one? Vasquez, Diaz. You need squad players. It is a big what if, man. But even that, I don't know how far that goes, because he was back for the second leg and nothing changed. A part of me does agree, though, because I do remember, that's one thing I don't want to see this season, because it felt like we might have one problem in our starting 11. And to eradicate that one problem, we have to move people about, and that creates some sub problems. And what I mean by that is obviously Partey was out for the first leg. Marino's in a sweet bit of form up front. Rice is getting into his own in the second half of the season. You moved him from the 8 back to the 6. Marino's obviously coming to midfield, and we look like a team that's made changes where, again, it's very different contexts and scenarios, but it's been 4 games, and obviously Madueke ain't Saka, but it ain't dropped to you know, an unacceptable level. Christian Mosquera the same. So now we got the depth, make it happen, man. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'll take your word for it, Marcel, man. Cool story, bro. Cool story. Hey, ladies, somebody, ladies, I know if you're out there, ladies, one of you probably fancy Marcel. Can you please get your man off the internet? He is complaining about times that teams are playing and using it as bragging rights. Big Liverpool, you know. Crazy. Letting the American fans down. You're the one that people like you give them a bad name. We get so much space in the champs. That's why I think we'll slap most teams by 3 goals. But then you could argue they've learned their lessons last season from that. I think we might rest Zubi still when Yeri starts. I'm not on it. You could rest Zubi, but nah, man. I need to see Rice, Zubimendi. I would love to see Eze in the 10. I'd love to see Wanyeri. But a part of me wants to keep the same team from that played against Forest, which would probably mean Calafiori for Lewis Skelly, as you can see here. Martinelli could find form versus Bilbao. Or Eze in the cam, Martinelli or Trossard left wing. I'd only take Saliba trade for Vinny or Yamal. Won't take no trash Rodrigo. Saliba is a tier 1 player. We trade for tier 1 player. Let's just get our money. Forget the trade thing. Just give me 100 odd million quid max, and we just keep it moving from there. Big up yourself, D. Wanyeri starts over Marino. I hear it, and I'm not a fan of Marino in midfield. But today, I think it can run. I'll be so real. I think it can run. I think there's a method to the match. I want to see Wanyeri. Like, you want to see him play. It'd be a great vote of confidence. But I think the Marino thing could run. But then even that, you can make a scenario where if Odegaard's fit, he plays against City. Marino could be involved against City. Martinelli, I know you don't want to hear it, and it's not necessarily because of these guys, but they could be involved against City. So I wonder how much does that plan? I don't think we need to rest players per se for what it's worth. This is the Champions League. What you don't want to do is chase a deficit, because if you don't win and you got 0 points, who have we got next? Is it Atletico? I don't know. But let's just do what we did last season in the Champions League. Just win a bunch of games, qualify as quickly as possible, keep it moving. Who we got next in the Champions? Olympiacos. See, that's where you rest on, man. There's no need to. Listen, there's injuries already, but fuck that rest shit right now, man. Like, play Bilbao, strongest team go out there. Give or take, there might be 1 or 2 changes. The same logic goes into Sunday's thinking with City. Port Vale, we want to see Max Dowman and Martinelli Trossard. You lot can do your thing. You lot will play. Full strength side against Newcastle away from home. Full strength side against Olympiacos. Port Vale's the only place. Obviously, you're going to have to box cleverly. You know, a Hincapie might come in here, a Miles Lewis Skelly or whatever there, Timber or White. And, you know, you don't know what I'm getting at. But wholesale changes, nah, man. No one don't need rest right now. If you want rest, go bed early, man. Eze is gas for the Champions League. I predict a mad thing. I need to see him score, man. Olympiacos at home. Leaves a sour taste in the mouth. No reason why Marino can't bag for us on a reg. His finishing's cold. Every time I hear Olympiacos, I remember that Aubameyang missed versus them in the Europa League. Boy, it's dark. It's absolutely dark. Zubimendi will cook tonight. We hope so. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. I see someone in the comments mention the watch along. Do I ever let you guys down? Smash the like button on the video, even if you're not going to be there, people. When is that starting? 4:45. So that is hour and 50 minutes. Hour and 45. Maths is dead, man. It's soon. Teams really respect us. Teams respect us, but they don't really set up to nullify us in the champs. Prem teams, on the other hand, will definitely do the nasty low block. Don't underestimate Marino. Eze or Wanyeri start today. Make it happen. Big up Amenya. Tomorrow, 12:30, I'm having him on the platform, people, where I'm going to ask him about Gyökeres, ask him about all the talking points with Forest, and anything that happens from...
I found this on the web for easy. When you start today, make it happen tomorrow, 1,230. Check it out.
Who the fuck's talking to you? You always embarrassing me, laptop, man. He's showing off, bro. This is why I don't bring you around girls. You start acting. Come here, man. You get out of here. Come here, come here. You're embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Putting you away. Absolutely. Who told you to get involved? Fucking up the whole thing. Scaring guys as well. Naughty lad. This is why I don't trust Siri as well, man. Be listening and shit. Crazy. Embarrassing words. Don't embarrass me again. Pussy. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah. I was talking to a Menyo and he got involved, yeah. As I was saying, 12:30 tomorrow, we'll have a Menyo on the platform. Make sure you're subscribing to his Twitch and YouTube platforms. We're going to talk about all the talking points around Arsenal and Nottingham Forest and anything that develops from now to obviously then. And anything you lot obviously have. Honestly, Havertz would do so well playing support striker behind Gyökeres. Havertz was playing so good support striker at Leverkusen. We can box cleverly throughout the season. We can mix and blend. There's a capacity to do that, but let's bring football back, man. There's a local. There's Wanyeri local. Wenger needs to start coming to the stadium. Let's bring football back. When we need to do the madman stuff, great. And I'm not saying you're wrong, Ange, but I do feel, yeah, even myself, there's too much talking about Kai Havertz at Leverkusen. Like, it's not that anymore. Every now and again, I go on YouTube and watch his vids. I'm like, what happened? Some say he grew and now he can't play. I don't know if that means anything, but it's like two different players. You just become some player, probably at Chelsea and Arsenal, to be fair, that is fairly intelligent, that managers clearly like, because you don't win the Champions League under Tuchel. You don't get called up for Germany. You don't play under Arteta if you're not. But in terms of what us fans like you don't look like the guy like that anymore, man. Naji, if Zubi's fit, he's playing. He introduced me to something I don't want to not see. I hear it. Yo, DG, I might have missed it. Are you doing a watch along for today? We're here, man. We're here, man. We're here, man. We're here, man. Damn, that's not nice. Horrible, man. What if DG was had to be? We would have bare girls, but we don't. No, I'm shy, man. I'm shy. Need Hincapie badly. Pause if need be. I want to see him make his day. Surely he makes his debut today, man. Maybe not from the start, but minutes off the bench. Two favorite content creators. Who? Me in the chair or me and Siri? Hey, it scared me. Gotta respect Athletic, how they only play bass players. I respect it, and it gives a sense of identity to the club, but like you do wonder how much has that crippled them for whatever they want to do. Laptop moving. I don't know why I got involved. Marcel, I didn't, you know. Can't get it all the time. Champions League back, can't wait, and I'm having favorite chip today. It's wonderful. What's favorite chip? Eze should remain on the right wing to me, huh? That's the position Mikel's gonna play him, so I want to see Ethan Cook tonight. Do you mean left wing? Big up, man. That was spooky, man. Can you change Siri's voice? Because I don't want to hear boy's voice. You can't change it, can you? Marino should only be our sub-9, no more centre mid nonsense. I'm with you with that. But my only exception, games like Forest, he can box cleverly. I think today I'll take the gamble, you know. I think it will work today because he's Spanish side and whatnot. Other than that, I'm not trying to see it. Yeah, you can change it. Yeah, that's getting changed. Oh, me and Emmanuel. Come on. Appreciate that. Yo, DG, you've been political with your opinions on TalkSport lately. Hope you aren't switching up on us. Get a load of this guy. Me, who said put some respect on Madueke, who sat there and said there's clearly an agenda against Arsenal, who for no reason said I'm one of the most handsome YouTubers. Don't do that. Don't do that. How? How have I been political? Everything I've said there, I've said here. There's no switching up. I'm always going to be me, but there's always going to be someone that has something to say. So, as long as they're talking. What political? Are we using the right words? Wait, hang about. Yeah, no, I have a right to rebuttal this. Wait, hang about. What? Wait. What's there been to rebuttal? What has there been? Because when we sat there against Liverpool, and and big up Sam, he was sat there telling me that, oh my God, there's no agenda against Arsenal. I was fighting back. What? Is that political? What are we using the right words? Because there's been nothing to have a political opinion on about Arsenal at this current moment. I don't care, but like, come on now. Like, let's make it make sense. The growth spurt really fucked with Kai. How does it? Okay, maybe I'm a bit naive, and of course I know low center of gravity and things, but like, how does growing taller like affect your first touch and all these things? He was so cold. I'm not saying you necessarily. I'm just saying like how, how. I genuinely wanted him before he went to Chelsea at one point. Boy. I might have to be a politician, man. Vote me into parliament, man. Might as well swindle peace for all of us. DG, walk with me here. Do you see MLS in midfield with Rice and Zubi? I'd love to see it, but I don't think Mikel Arteta, at least right now, sees him as a central midfielder. So we ain't gonna see that. The best will play. Love that. Bro, let the best play, man. Man, I'm saying DG is star in the set. As long as until you get called something, you know, if I'm not positive, I'm negative, and then I'm political, and I'm Mikel Arteta in, and I'm Mikel Arteta out, and I'm a flip-flop, like Saka does, or like Gyökeres does. Or like Mikel Arteta said, I saw social media, Mikel Marino. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. DG the politician, mate. James and Patrick, man. Big up the Gooner. Make sure you're following his platform. Love this guy, man. Why are people getting on Kai's back? What has he done? No one's getting onto his back. Just discussing, Kai. Just discussing, Kai. To be honest, when is he back? Fish and chip shop is closed, and I always love having it from there. Oh, fair enough. Fish and chips. Oh, making me hungry, mate. Making me hungry. I'm gonna have pasta though, man. Are you Mikel Arteta in or out? I'm Arsenal in. I'm Arsenal in. I'm Arsenal in. I'm Arsenal in. You know, it all depends. You know, sometimes you can be Mikel Arteta in. Sometimes you can be Mikel Arteta out. Sometimes I feel he does that. I think Amarin said it best. Sometimes he hates his players. Sometimes he hates his fans. It's not for me to decide. What we need to remember is, you know, David Ornstein did say what is shared externally with the talking points around Mikel Arteta isn't felt internally. So that might tell you something. He is on 15 mil a year. And we just need to focus on Arsenal Football Club. You don't want political answers? There you have it. Away from the political answer. Yeah, Arteta, if you don't get us over the line, we might have to change course, innit, man? You've done well, but like we have to try something else, innit? Naturally, or at least be open. Until you do that, I keep saying this, like for someone who's political, every option needs to be available. Naturally, like, and then I want to see a proper fight minimum. You need to win a trophy. But then a part of me says, you know, would we still be calling for him to get sacked if he gets 99 points and finishes second and Liverpool win it with 100? A part of me would say no. But then a part of me is also thinking it don't really matter the context. Even if you have one loss and you have two losses and Liverpool have one and 99 points and they got 100, it's kind of bottom line you still didn't get it. So, yeah, man. It's always Arsenal in because we just want to see the team win. Come on. Come on. Big up yourself, Warren. Honestly, tonight what would you do? MLS ain't seeing midfield shifts till Arteta trusts him more. Fair play. Fair play. Man said vote DG. I'm a Kai fan, so it's interesting when people share their thoughts on him. I've said we need different types of weapons. Kai's a weapon. Yeah, Kai's part of the squad. I don't agree with Mikel Arteta always forcing him in the team, but there's a use for Kai. There's a use for him. I wouldn't have bought him for 65 mil. I wonder what the long-term future is for Kai, because obviously if Gyökeres is playing out this world, if Eze is playing out this world, if Wanyeri, yeah, we need a squad, but it might be a culture shock for a minute because you've gone from getting inside week in, week out to being on the peripheral, which as fans, we're cool with that, you know, and if you get your chance and take it, great. The club might say, do you know what? He's on 200 odd grand a week. We might be able to get someone that can do the multifunctional things for significantly less. Pardon me. Did Sammy Maltbell not come out and say there's going to be a couple of unpopular sales in it, or big players are going to be sold in the next 12 months? And for me, I am going to watch. Well, the writing's on the wall for a couple of them, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and if he doesn't fix his form around again, the same logic with Wanyeri and Eze and jump into the future, Max Dowman, Martin Odegaard. It'd be interesting to see exactly what goes on. Are you, man, concerned a bit about Ben White? Yeah. Yes and no. No, because we've been knowing he's been injured, in it. But yeah, because 1 minute you're on the bench, then you're not. Want to see you fit. Bodies is starting to pile up now, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, man. Maybe we should have kept Tommy. Big up DG. Honestly, for tonight's game, I'd play Raya, Skelly, Gabriel, Mascara, Timber, Zubi, Rice, Eze, Nelly, Glock 14, Madueke. Man said, yo, DG, you know you have to change your channel name at some point. Big up Rashid, we're too far to turn back, man. It is where it is. Like, it's where it is. We're 9 years deep now, man. Like, it's done, innit? Like, it's shit, man. Like, we're here, innit? Like, if I could go back in time, I don't know, man. I don't know what I would have called it. But yeah, we're here now, man. It's too late. It's too late. Bring Rodrigo to the carpet, you know. Yeah, I'm worried about White. We need to start talking about moving on. It's forcing Timber to be overplayed, and he's had an ACL and surgery already. It's true, but to be fair to White, he's also been ran into the ground. I'm not gonna. I love White, man. I got time for White. I think Timber's better than you, but you're cool as part of the squad. I think, yeah, man. You look at that couple of these man are still kind of feeling the effects of their last season injuries. White, the same, but yeah, we need to. It's a bit worrying because you're in and out the side. Like, yeah, we need to get to the bottom of that. And God forbid anything happens to Timber, we're probably in trouble at right back. Realistically, we're at trouble unless Mikel Arteta reckons Zubamendi could do the party thing and play right back. We might be in trouble. Obviously, can draw from Mascara, who I thought Mascara's little run would have come at right back, but obviously Saliba got injured. Who the hell goes centre half? You probably have to play two left-sided centre halves, whether people like it or not, whether that's Hincapie and Calafiori, well, Gabriel and Hincapie or Calafiori or any of those options. So yeah, man, it's looking a bit. You obviously got Josh Nichols, but yeah, let's just wrap people in cotton wool, man. Havertz won't get a contract extension. White is my guy. Need all defenders fit. Wasn't we going to sign a right back from Girona? Saw those rumors, but ain't gone anywhere. If we don't see much of Ben White this year, we got to look to move him on. Where's you lot's loyalty? Ben White, who's played with a grade 3 or whatever hamstring, been ever present. Get out of here, man. No, you lot stop acting brand new. White's here. Maybe next year, if these things are said, then I'm like, whatever. But White's my guy. And bro, the man's it's 4 games. It's 4 games. Don't switch up on him yet. 9 years deep is crazy. I remember park bench days. Come on, ads. Part of the furniture. What a day. You know what? I need to do a video where I go back and sit there, I really want to see Eze in the 10. So do I, but I'm at the point. I'm just happy to see Eze in the team. Like, just give him the ball. Whatever you need to do, you need to do. Ideally, he'd be in the 10. Cool, I've accepted. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Left wing. Because I think against Forest, we could have fed him a bit more. Like, I want us to feed Eze a lot more, man. And be honest, how many of you have watched specific Eze comps of the Forest game? Dropping the shoulder, his boots getting taken. We've suffered, man. We have suffered. I don't want to suffer no more. Arsenal fans, we need some silverware this year, man. If it's FA Cup, I'm gassing it. Champions League, nobody can talk to me. Premier League, nobody can talk to me. All of them, no one can talk to me. We need to, because we've already amassed some trophies under Mikel Arteta. We've got 2 English Super Cups, the FA Cup, beating Madrid, top 6 record. We might as well embrace the stupidness. Eze is our new Sanchez. I'm not sure, bro, but I'm with you. You man don't miss Benny Blanco. You man don't miss the tan and them tats. You're moving, man. To be fair, I do miss White. I don't think you can talk to Timber. I'll be real. I think Timber's here and you're here. But I like White, man. I like White. He gives us different options. He's obviously a decent player. Yeah, man, we need White. And like we've seen already, like we ran Timber and White into the ground. Berta and Arteta, did we jump the gun getting rid of Tommy? To be fair, Tommy would have probably been injured as well. But could we have kept Tommy? Could we have kept Zinchenko? I'm a dirty lad. There's no need to even mention that. DG, even if we don't win silverware this season, the fact that next summer we'll likely upgrade on Nelly, Trossard, and Jesus would make us unreal. I can't lie. Hot take. I think Trossard and Jesus might get clipped in January, and I don't know if I'm for that. Yeah, Timber's just better than him. I don't even agree. One thing that us on this platform we go back and forth with, when people say, "Oh yeah, White's better in the final third than Timber," I can't lie. I don't see it. I think White's more on the traditional overlapping thing, and I'm not buying White because I think I've been backing him here. I just think Timber's better. There's nothing wrong with that. If I got Ben White and Timber, I'm cool. But this is where you want our academy. Like, as much as I'm gassed about Dauman and Wanyeri and obviously many years ago, but Saka and all the guys that have been here, this is where sometimes we just need to bust through some steady eddies. Because imagine we had Joe Bloggs, humble right back. He might not grab the headlines, but we can just maneuver with you, maybe even sell you for 20, 30 million once upon a time. We need to keep producing stars, but we need some steady eddies that can just come in and do whatnot. Been saying that, DG. I can legit see Trossard or Jesus dipping Jan. Trossard, I don't know, because Trossard seems maybe if he gets enough football, it doesn't get enough football, I could see him leaving. 20 odd million quid. We're never going to get that opportunity again, whether it was from Saudi or these Prem teams or Turkey links. I don't know if I'm comfortable with necessarily letting both Gabriel Jesus and Trossard leave in January because they're bodies, whether we rate them or not, they're bodies. But then I look at it. Going into the season, you probably had to be braced to not see Jesus anyways. God forbid, best case scenario, we'd all love to see it in it. He's back a month or so ahead of schedule. Worst case is he's not back in December and January and whatnot. So by the time we get to January, you haven't factored in that much. And maybe Jesus himself will press to leave. Maybe he goes on loan and whatnot, ticks over to the World Cup or tries to get in the World Cup squad. I haven't got a clue, man. DG, bro, why does a two-time Premier League Golden Glove winner get overlooked by Fuentes for the Spain national team and Unai Simon from Bilbao gets the nod after the UEFA Nations League pen loss against Portugal still doesn't get the nod? Football's a funny old game of opinions, man. There's better players that sit on the bench at all clubs, and at the end of the day, like, to be fair to Spain, with Unai Simon in goal, they won the Euros. I don't know, man. To be fair, they've got a big up Lee Gunner for the raid, man. My guy. Hey, big up Lee, man. Big up Lee. Big up Lee for that one. Completely lost my trail of thought there. Yeah, I lost my yeah. To be fair with Spain, they got bare keepers now. Like what? Some would say, I'm sure Bournemouth fans last year were saying play Kepa. I don't agree with that. Obviously you're mentioning Raya. That Garcia lad slowly soon will get a look in as well. And obviously you got Unai Simon. I don't personally rate Unai Simon, but it's not for me, man. It's not for me. Chelsea raid. Let's say that. I don't know about that. Big up the Rat Army. Big up Lee, man. Big up Lee. I'm surprised Lee's still streaming, man. Whenever I go on Instagram, he's drinking beers and that, man, on with his brethren and whatnot. Big up Lee, though, man. Thought he was on holiday. I think we would have won the league last year if we didn't get so many injuries. Maybe, man, but if I had Wills, I'll be a boss. If Man United never cheated, we would have won. We would have still had our unbeaten record. If Barcelona never cheated, we would have won in 06. There's all it. To be fair, if Perez didn't take tumbles, we wouldn't have done certain things. It's all ifs and buts, man. And it's not that these claims don't have validity, but like, one, we can only deal with reality, what actually happened. Two, I feel as Arsenal fans, it's not that we can't comprehend these things, but we need to move away from that because we're still stuck in these scenarios, which is why I like the fact that we brought in depth. You mentioned we could have won the league last year because of injuries. Some would have said that with Saliba. Despite the fact that we coped with the injuries against Real Madrid, once the romance of football was removed, probably did need better recruitment and better players against PSG, but probably could have done better. Probably still went out, but done better with players fit. But we're still like, we're saying the same things year in, year out type of thing, man, if I'm completely honest, man. Curious, what lineup would you like to see against Port Vale? Would you back Dalman to start? I would back Dalman to start, and forgive me, I don't know all about Port Vale, but it just screams clampers. Like, because if I was playing for Port Vale against Arsenal, you're just gonna get the clampers out first 5 minutes because you just don't want to get embarrassed. But can't really do it on this occasion because, well, can't really. We'd have to see then. It's techie though. It's tricky because you know what? You might even have to, at this moment in time, you might have to play young Josh Nichols or Calafiori, who against PSG in the league phase last year, you saw him play right back, remember? He might have to, we're getting dangerously close to them kind of things having to happen. You'd love to obviously play White. But to humor you, Kepa in goal. Then you got to start wrapping Mascara and cotton wool. But Saliba's soon fresh home, innit? So it's cool. Kepa in goal. Hincapie centre-half, left-sided centre-half. Mascara. I'm going to put into the universe, Ben White will be back. So that's our back five. Have I mentioned the left back? Miles Lewis-Skelly. So that's our back five. And that takes us into midfield. Wanyeri, Norgard, Rice, give me 45 minutes. Zubamendi, take the next 45. Now that's the wings. Noni. Martinelli. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Gyökeres, scumbag some goals. But then again, a part of me wanted to go with the first choice midfield. You could put Lewis-Skelly in there. Put Marino up front. It's difficult, man. Ask me when we're there, man. Ask me when they're there, man. Unleash my joggador Jesus if he's fit. Big up Rums. Jesus Fitness, where they do that? Jesus, back for Port Vale. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. And then, yeah, no, to be fair, though, that's where you want your Whites and your Havertz and all of these guys available. But, oh, my God, I never mentioned Max Dowman. Wait. Max has got to get in there somewhere. Gyökeres dropped to the bench. Marino go up front. Zubimendi Rice. Wanyeri. Madueke take the night off. Max Dowman, right wing. Ask me then, man. Arsenal can't be favourites for a trophy they've never won. Shout yourself, William. Don't remind us, though. We have won the chat. Wait. Arsenal haven't won the Champions League. You lot are not real football men and women, then. Arsenal haven't won the Champions League. So who won in Portugal last year? Well, a few months ago, better yet. Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Get out of here, man. You saw us. Skelly should be in midfield. I'd love to see it, I just don't think he would. You know what? If you're not going to do it against Port Vale, you never will. But it'd be lovely to see that. It'd be lovely to see it. Big up Lee for the raid as well. All you lot better be subscribing, man. Big up Rance and Lee, man. They got you lot got real good families on you lot's platforms. Like you lot support your thing. You lot's thing. So yeah, man. Well, Timber just doesn't get asked to punch forward as much. They're pretty much on par in the attacking third. I think Timber's wavier than him. I think Timber's more likely to. I think Timber's got a better dribbling. I think there's more gears to his game. I think he can go inside and outside a bit more. I think White can do things, but he's a bit more basic. He's a bit more traditional with it. It's a bit more basic. Jesus is on P's, bro. They need to cut. He needs to cut. Martinelli is the perfect right back. Then White can rest. You know what? It's darkness, but it needs to happen. I think Timber is the best right back in the league. I can't lie as much as I love White. Yeah, he has to. Trent's gone. So you can't even do that. Oh, he can pass balls forward in that. So Trent's gone. Reece James is a candidate. Reece James is cold, but I don't want to hear fit Reece James and all that crap. Spence, Timber's better than him. Spence is probably the best or one of the best 1v1 fullbacks, I'll say that much in the league. There's not really a handful of decent right backs. I wouldn't say White's the best, but if you was naming your top 5, top 10 right backs, White's got to be on the list. Mazuari's up there. Not up there like that, but him, Spence, they'll be around. There's not really... If anything, the left backs are better, really. If I'm honest. I miss Jesus as well. I have Arsenal PTSD. I've seen us for years, never have enough options. It's true. White and Saka cook. Les said that. They were right, man. You reckon MLS could play right back? I'd back him to you, but if we had to, I'd rather Calafiori do it. I've seen you do it. I've seen him do it. So he might as well. Ben White gives a different option at right back. True. I rate Ben White, DG, but if we don't see much of him like we did with Tommy, I think we might as well try and sell him and make some money back. It's true, but it's not the same though. Because White's ever present. He just had injuries. Tomiyasu, boy. You knew he was picking up injuries. They're not, you can't do that. You can't put them in the same realm. You can't put them in the same realm. I hear it, but come on, man. Nah, less of that, DJ. I ain't trying to see Zubi at right back. Rather, Hincapie play there and play Calla or MLS left back. To be honest, could just slap a back three. If I'm brutally honest. Look at these Ben White defenders. DG still pushing Luke Shaw prop in 2025. What? I don't get why fans gas this Ben White Saka partnership. I think it's overrated. I always put Timber ahead of White. It's our most consistent partnership, but yeah. Mascara can play right back, so can Rice at a push. It's true. But then, if there's an injury at centre-half, you might have to play Rice right back, centre-half, and put Mascara out there. You start messing up the fragments. We could do with another fullback still. DJ Nolan and Guardiola. For what? Timber's the best fullback left or right except Guardiola. I rate Guardiola, but what? Guardiola's not even that good 1v1, He's quality, don't get twisted, but he's not that great 1v1. So how am I what is shameless? Like, how is this shameless? What have I said that's a lie? Did Arsenal win the Champions League, yes or no, last year? They did. Arsenal's ladies won the Champions League in Portugal. Do I support Arsenal? That means the men, the youth team, the men, the fucking cleaner, the Don. I don't even like the song, but the Don who made North London forever, the yard shop next to the stadium. That is all Arsenal for me. Yeah. So we did win the champs. What have I said that's wrong? The men's team, I hear it. I'd love to see them win it and stuff. But Arsenal have won the Champions League. We have. Am I shameless? 100%. 100%. The cleaner, everyone. DG loves Luke Shaw. No, I don't. Well, you lot started some idiot rumors. Big up the ladies. Done something the men couldn't. And I will say this, I'm not for pushing agendas, but the women did clip their manager and won the champs. All options should be on the table. Done it twice as well. I hear it. I hear it. Timber's the best in the league now. I can chat to him. Listen, Timber, I have to big up your thing as well, because everything you did last season when your hamstrings probably it's probably still hanging off the bone. Like the only time I saw you trouble, not that you was amazing every game and that, but the only time you didn't even struggle, but the only time I think they had the better of you, that Carrot Skeeler, he got the better of you in a moment. And that you're not, that's gonna happen. Very happy with Timber's addition. Marcel, go away, you'll never sing that. DG Shaw. Nah, I'm not better than him still, but Amarin, you know what? Luke Shaw's been allowed to get away with murder at Man United. How is it? It's 2025. When did they sign him? I'm sure they must have signed him when we signed Callum Chambers. I'm sure Southampton, there was like their whole, not class of 92, but they had youths coming through. What was it? Callum Chambers, Luke Shaw. There was a next one, man. Ward-Prowse. Boy, all of them sold dreams, innit it? All of them sold dreams. Luke Shaw, when did you sign for Man United? I'm going to guess. I'm going to be kind and say 2015. How long have you been there? 2014. Fucking hell, Luke Shaw. You know, I respect it. I actually respect it. I respect it. Because these clubs don't care about play. All clubs, none of them care about players anyway. So when I remove the fact that you're stealing a living, you're not even stealing a living because no one put a gun to your head. How? Luke Shaw would pee me off. Well, you clearly don't pee off Amarin, but I still remember Jose's comments that you can tell Luke Shaw's one of them, like, oh, I'm feeling a bit of a groin knock. I don't want to play. Dead. I can't blame Luke Shaw. Amarin, you did it to yourself. Why on God's green earth did you think you could play him left side of a back three? He can't defend. I love when he plays against Saka because Saka does him up and then he says, oh my God, Saka's so adorable. Can't wait to be with him on the international break. Can't defend anymore. Can't bet on him in this case. No reliability, full stop. What else is there? Playing in the back three, you have to be courageous on the ball. And he has ball playing ability, but you're not doing it. All of these things is what I said in the watch-along, people, when we was watching the game. On the topic of the watch-alongs as well, people, don't forget to join me. Don't forget to join me. We will be doing a watch-along at 4:45, man. There was a stat that Martial signed year after Luke Shaw joined, and he played more games than Shaw, but Martial was bullied over his injury record. I wonder why. Hey, where's Martial nowadays? Ain't he playing in Greece? I mean, when I look at it objectively, being a professional footballer and just living your dream as a footballer is great, but Martial, man, I never quite bought into the hype that some of you the fans were going with, yeah. But I don't know what's gone wrong. You should have made more of a meal of your career, man. You should have. But that just shows ability. Sometimes it might be luck. Sometimes it might be down to you. Just because you got ability don't mean it's going to correlate. Martial can't be in South America. Surely not. Yeah, get your P's. Get your P's. Because at the end of the day, the club don't care, man. These clubs don't care about footballers. Go get your P's. Carrot Skeeler is mad unpredictable. That's why he caused Timber problems. Every team in Europe, apart from Napoli, is a dickhead. Because Carrot Skeeler's agent, remember him saying when they went to Napoli, I offered him to all the big clubs in Europe, all the big clubs in England, and it was 10 million. I think it was like Ruben Kazan. They all said no. Maybe they didn't think he was ready and all that. But he was class of 92. At United, Luke Shaw testimonial is pure banter. I'm sure he's done 10 years. Bro, he's been there since 2014. Ain't that 11 years? My maths is poor. Oh, wow. Under Louis Van Gaal, think of everything we've seen. Bugsy Malone is overrated. What, the rapper? I wouldn't say overrated, but it's not really my kind of style, man. The women have won it twice. Big them up. You know, we're going to start doing more WSL. This year, I said to myself, we're going to start doing more WSL watch-alongs. And we're going to start doing more youth watch-alongs. So, yeah, man, make sure you're subscribing. The only female Prem team to win the UCL. Pardon me, I'm saying women, social justice warriors, don't shoot me. Apparently, you can't say female. I don't want to be told I'm misogynistic. I hate women. I definitely don't. Yeah, allow me. We live in that kind of society. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I remember once some girl started shouting at me over voice notes. You can't say female. It's like, yeah, I'm not talking to you. This is weird now. Like, this is weird. And to be fair, some people say can. Like, spoiled. I don't want to be that guy. In fact, forget it. But you can identify and do what you want to do, but there's male, there's female. Mexico is Central America. Are you lot running bants? Are you running bants, or is Martial actually in South America? And whenever I think of Martial, I just remember the scandal with the women. Oh my! So he was in Greece, but he actually 29. You're not forward in Saudi. Had ability. I personally think you shouldn't have joined Leon when Leon tried to do the money thing. Mexico, man. Crazy. Gotta love him, mate. Martial. Oh gosh. You lot are horrible, man. DG, Chloe, Kelly, Beth Mead, and Russo. Rank them based on ability. Russo's clutch still. Chloe, Kelly, we got time for you. Beth Mead. You are. Russo, Kelly, Mead. We got the Kelly. Hold on. I was there when we won the European Cup in 94. Alan Smith scored the winner. I'm jealous of you because you've actually seen Arsenal win some shit in Europe. Like Carling Cup and Champions League as a 30-year-old Arsenal fan. Pain. Absolute pain. And I ain't going to cry about the League Cup, Carling Cup, Cat Yarabel Cup. Probably get sponsored by Grand Daily one day, whatever they call it nowadays. Looking to build a Wagyu Bilbao split today. I'm trying to see Smokey settings before the City game. Said Maximin also in Mexico. What's going on in Mexico? Why is everybody forward? Why are the French players forward in there? Why is everybody forward in there? I swear Aaron Ramsey went over there. I'm sure Herrera went over there. What's going on? They're better than me because you see me. If I'm not gonna lie. If your career ends up like that, because clearly these lot don't care about World Cups and things. Bro, Saudi, 6 to 18 months in Saudi Arabia. Like you've already made mad money, but that is life changing, tax free. I'm over there. Big up John Duran as well. Quickly cut over there, get some money. We're back. His career makes no sense. But then again, I understand it because as much as I think it's very much a privileged thing to always talk about, potential, and you have potential to win Ballon d'Or and be this and that. Of course, you want to see players do that. But you got to remember, this is a job. This is a means out of poverty. And also, when you realize your dream of being a footballer, you've escaped poverty because of, obviously, you're essentially an economic migrant in it. And, these players, you might play in England, Saudi, Brazil, Spain. You're getting to see the whole world. When you look at it from that, I can't lie, I don't think there's failures in football, When you actually shoot, like even someone like Jadon Sancho, I think you should be a lot better than what you are. But at the end of the day, you've achieved what everyone wanted to achieve of being a footballer. You played for some big clubs. You played for your country at a tournament. You're getting peas as well. Mummy ain't ever have to worry about nothing. How can a footballer fail? How can you be a failure? Like, so when you strip it all back, how can you be a failure? Like, not a single footballer can be a failure. I don't know if Mexico pays well. Liga MX starting to pay good wages and they get to live there. Where? Mexico is with the US and Canada. Yeah. It's not South America. Don't imagine you go in Mexico for the money. I don't know, man. But Foxy, who, I'm going to trust Foxy because we follow each other on Twitter and he's always in the comments. The worst thing I can say about him is he's a Newcastle fan, but he's in tune with all them other leagues and stuff. If he's saying that they pay well, they pay well. And he is right. Football culture in Mexico, mad. Some nice ass food. You know what? Excluding Caribbean food, Mexican's actually my favorite. So they'll be lit. And can't forget tequila. Do you're thinking, right? You're moving mad. A man said cocaine cheaper in Mexico, cutting out the middleman. You lot silly. DG loves to gather them. Like, The one Smokey was talking to in the BV fight. You lot are silly. I never, you know what? I have to blame the recruitment. I'm even like Edu. I've recruited some clowns as my moderators, man. If it's not Marcel, Foxy's cool. But if it's not Marcel chatting shit, it's Nems and then it's SLD. My recruitment shit, I should get sacked in the morning, man. Which centre back are we targeting? Oh, you're right. You know, we all didn't even mention that. Where is it? His name's Bintanelli or something like that. Anyways, man, it's gone now. It's gone. But he plays in Brazil. He's 19 years of age. Yeah, the tab's gone. We're just gonna have to hold that, man. We're gonna have to hold that. Chignac was the first player to go Mexican League, and a lot of players have followed since then. Trendsetter. DG Prime Fabregas, Prime Ozil, Prime Santi, rank them based on ability. Can't do that, man. You can't do that. You can't ask them questions, bro. Like, not some questions shouldn't be asked. Prime Ozil, Prime Santi, Prime Cess. But then again, when you deep it, yeah, Prime Cess got done dirty. Because Cess in his prime was playing false nine at Barcelona and shit. Then again, he was at Chelsea. Because it weren't his prime when he was at Arsenal. Yeah, it was, but it weren't. I think Santi Cazorla's underrated. Like Cess, Iniesta, Xavi Alonso, they all rate his thing. And then Ozil, like with Ozil, I can only judge Mesut on creativity. And Real Madrid, Ozil, mad. And in terms of technical ability and accepting a footballer for they are, no one can tell me Ozil is not one of the best players to have played at this football club. And during the Emirates era, he is top 5 million%. I don't care what no one does. Oh. That's a bloody hard question, man. What I'd give for all of them at Arsenal right now. But Prime Santi wasn't even getting ratings like that. He weren't, because he joined Arsenal, obviously. And actually, you know, Santi reverted back to a centre mid towards his end and he done his thing. He weren't even at Arsenal in his prime. And it's so like the wider world, there's eyes on you, but there's not eyes like that. Santi, I want to say you first, you know, because you see, when I went to that FA Cup final in 2014 and we was 2 goals down in Hull against Hull, and I was sat in the Hull section and they were singing same old Arsenal is cheating, and I looked at that Wembley pitch and I saw players looking at the ground. I saw the smallest man standing the tallest, and you was doing all of that, not to mention the free kick. So I might have to be biased. It's an all-inclusive platform, but it might have to turn into a dictatorship. But that's the passion merchant in me. Oh, fuck. Ozil, you don't fuck it. Cess, Ozil, Santi. No. Santi, Ozil, Cess. No. Ozil, Cess, Santi. Santi, Fabregas. Oh, fuck. Fabregas, Ozil, Santi. But then if we were just ranking it on creativity, I couldn't even say Cess last. But Ozil's definitely first. I don't know, man. That's a difficult one. We shagged Ozil, didn't get him a striker. He would have smashed the records for assists. Arsenal and Man United, biggest dickheads ever. Biggest dickheads ever. Because you signed Pogba, you signed Ozil. These are guys you sign when the whole team is patterned. Both teams signed these guys, and the wider footballing world is like, oh, Ozil, you're a great player. Pogba, you're a great player. You need to cure cancer. You need to score 1 million goals. You need to win the Tour de France. You need to feed all the homeless kids. You need to do everything. Santi made tackles and wonder ball a lot too. Great player. Santi was special, man. Santi got the highlights, yeah, but Cess was a capo. Spanish player Sergio Canales gets paid about 100k a week at Monterrey. I'd say Sergio Ramos, Martial, and similar. Even Sergio Ramos, there's definitely something in Mexico going on because everyone's there. I'll never forgive Giroud for making Ozil not get that assist record. But that's where Arsenal were being dickheads again, because Arsenal failed to do what Chelsea and France did. Giroud can score goals. He can score clutch goals. He can score volume of goals. But if you're wanting him to be the decisive decision, the decisive figure for your club, if you want him to be that 20-goal man, it's a sheg. We all know. And Giroud was frustrating to a degree. I do think people overrate his time at Arsenal, but then I also think they underrate it, kind of thing. And what didn't help Giroud is, remember when we signed him, Fabregas was still here, and Wenger was saying, "Oh my God, like they're gonna play together." Obviously, Van Persie cut. He then said, "Yeah, I bought him because with that in mind." Chris Rock ain't got nothing on SLD on me, fam, man. Prime Cess was getting chucked at false 9, but then again, his statistics were good. Man said poor recruitment for mods, like I ain't consistent and haven't proved my worth, cheeky bastard, mate. Yeah, you're like Martinelli. You're consistently available, but then we didn't. You turn up at work all the time, and we appreciate that. When I'm telling you to send an email, you're sending it to the wrong people. You're doing madness. I'm a great mod. What are you talking about, mate? You know what? Marcel's probably the worst because I've yet to ever see him say, "People smash the like buttons." He does everything else but that. That's what we need, people. You lot are lazy, man. They're going there for the shorties, DG. I don't blame them, JD, man. JD, comment again. Why are you not a mod? We're recruiting. And cap a lot. Comment again, man, because I'm looking at this on StreamYard. Comment again, making mods. We're recruiting, man. We're recruiting. We're getting a bigger squad. Certain man are not going to get in the match day squad. It's darkness. Hit the like button. H is a good mod. Get me. Cartels defo own the clubs in Mexico. Darkness, mate. Imagine if we got Suarez over the line and then Ozil next. Bro, that's when Arsenal and Liverpool were similar. Remember, bro, it sounds mad. Remember, Suarez in paper saying, "Let me join Arsenal." He's racist anyway, so I'm happy he's not here. But Suarez is a Bobby Dazzler, man. Like, one of the rudest strikers I've seen play for this football club. Apologies, play in this country. Probably in that, I wouldn't say underrated because everybody knows them, but like I don't think him and Tevez, their names are circulating what they need to. Like Tevez, crazy at Man United, saved West Ham from the drop. Actually, I remember when Tevez was shit. It's like he was shit for half a year, became lit. He saved West Ham from the drop, scored that decisive goal at Old Trafford. He went and joined Man United. He was cold at City as well. Specifically, Tevez and Sergio Aguero, nasty. Like them two, there was a game, couldn't tell you the year, but they played Norwich at Norwich's place. Them two were just nastiness. Should be on it. It was borderline X-rated porn what they were doing to Norwich. Suarez was on that as well. To be fair, Norwich have been sourced couple of times. Even Arsenal, I've seen Ramsey score a decent volley against you lot. Obviously, we scored. Giroud was there as well. Remember that goal at the Emirates where there was bare passing? I think Jack Wilshere ended up putting it in the back of the net. Crazy stuff. Marmoush is like the Egyptian Swans. Marmoush should be Arsenal player, I'll be real. Marcel hate watching shows, insane work. He's a cool guy, man. He just does it to piss people off. But still, do your job. That's a bold-faced lie. I told people to slap the likes many times. Who do you lot believe, me or him, people? Like, when has anybody seen Marcel do that? I've never seen him say, "Smash the likes, people, 100 likes. We're trying to do boom, 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 X, Y, Z." I've never, ever seen him do that. I've never seen him troll, seen him chat shit. "Oh, DG Talksport didn't give you the call up." Allow me, bro. Like, Miles Lewis-Skelly, I'm on the bench right now. Allow me. Horrible man. Absolute horrible man. But there's JD. Oh, it says you are a mod. Well, I've made you one to make you a mod. Oh, you're one. Beans on toast. You need to become a mod. You're here all the time as well. There you go. Better recruitment. I'm on my Berta shit. Shit's getting lit now. Shit is getting lit. 9 more likes. We have 100 people. Come on. And we still got to watch along after this. We still got to watch along, people. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. And again, I need to make a thumbnail. I'm still undecided. I'm going to just go, because you lot didn't help me. Tomorrow, we're just going to watch Bayern Munich Chelsea. Because I asked you lot, Bayern Munich Chelsea, Liverpool Atletico Madrid. Yeah, nobody helped. Facts, DG, Ozil and Pogba got done dirty. That's the problem with this country, though. I think that I think the way, and I'm saying fans as well, the way people look at footballers and football, I think it's redundant. Like, I'm not drawing out Roy Keane because I think Roy Keane's right. But for example, just to paint a picture, obviously Man United lost 3-0 to City. He was saying, "Oh, nobody's getting a yellow card, no one's flying into a tackle." For what it's worth, I believe that. I believe that from Roy Keane. But isolating it from him being right, that's the language in this country. Like, you could run around just chasing endless shadows. people say you're a good footballer. Or you could be smart, have the European approach. Not that you can really just walk around in football nowadays. No one does. Be a bit conservative and you move mad. I don't think people understand football as a human and judge them on an individual basis. Even Roms. And Roms, an idiot as well, is doing better than you, Marcel. I got Roms back liking Brownings and that. Roms will tell you, like, remember, man could have took your girl, you know. Remember, I saw her. You seen the video, like, oh, Roms this thing, yeah. She wanted to be around the bad boys. She's tired of the sweet boys. She don't want to be around man like you. That's in wireless. I don't know why Roms was doing this, but he was next to his brethren in one of the videos, yeah. I don't know why his arm was around. They were singing. Their faces were very close to each other. I don't know what was going on. Unpopular opinion, Saka is better than Cesc. Big up yourself, Reese. I'm going to ignore that one. Rom's a real one. Oh, friends. You never walk alone. Oh, you're a Liverpool fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. Roms and Marcel, we're friends. Oh. So love Rob's, man. Oh, my God, friends. Oh my God. I like you, Marcel. Don't let them get Havertz. Hey, SLD, don't go over the top. Don't do too much. What's the point of watching Liverpool score another last-minute winner again? Just watch Chelsea. Because I think do you know what? Both them games are fascinating. Now that I said it, it'd be the opposite. I think there's more goals in Bayern Chelsea. Naturally, Chelsea look a bit shaky. Bayern look shaky. There's goals there. I more want to watch Liverpool Atletico for tactical reasons. You know, Arne Slot was still, well, me as a neutral fan, still learning a bit about him. Got new players and all of that. We know what we're getting with Atletico Madrid. We remember a couple of years of fantastic hate watch when Atletico went there. So there probably won't be. Now that I said it, there will be. I don't think there'll be goals like that in the Liverpool Atletico Madrid game. But it's still Liverpool Atletico Madrid. It's still Bayern Chelsea and Bayern Chelsea. But you know what? I'll be real. One of the best champions. When I remove my Arsenal hat, one of the best Champions League finals I've actually seen is Chelsea. They went and bun up Bayern Munich in their own backyard, even down to the penalties. And all the context is around that. So 2 good games, man. So yeah, man. But on that note, though, people, man, there's no point boring you lot. Big up Lee for the raid. Big up you lot that have been tuned in. Big up the Donny who super chat. Hey, H, love that. Big up my mods. Big up the members. I'll see you lot at 4:45, man. It's as simple as that. And we'll watch Arsenal versus Bilbao. Hopefully we get the 3 points. Horrible final. Nah, it wasn't. Spurs versus Liverpool was not a horrible final. That was not a horrible final. Big up Liverpool for saving us for that. And it was lovely because that was not a handball, allegedly. Saka's not better than Cesc, bro. I'm sorry. He's not better than Cesc. He's not better than Cesc, but big up Bukayo, man. Big up you lot.